Y'all know the deal. Tuesday goes down every Tuesday for the last 7 years. We are already in year 8 of the two piece. Shout out to my guy Gridiron Arizona, who has joined me for almost every episode, except for when he takes his like annual vacations. I think there's usually like 2 or 3 episodes a year that he does not join us for, and we are always so very sad. But this is going to be a jam-packed episode. I can't wait because I got some special guests that can't wait to communicate with the community. But first things first is man, I gotta butcher the Suns. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Um, I think they needed to make a move at the deadline, and they failed. They failed to do that. Um, I really wanted to see them get Butler, not at any cost. I really wanted to see Butler, KD, and Book try to get a run together. I thought that I know it doesn't look like the perfect puzzle to put together, but like sometimes I just feel like Butler when he gets into a situation, when he gets out of a situation that he hates, and then gets into a situation that he thinks he wants, like he's on his best behavior, and teams make a little run, and they're kind of nice. Golden State, I don't know if that business is going to work. And I know I'm gonna hear about this in a little bit, but I just think that Devin Booker, like he just needs a little bit of help. Hey, shout out to Book though. Shout out to Book real quick. Um, New shoes, the Flagstaffs dropped, the Book One Flagstaffs dropped, and my man's had the boys and girls varsity Flagstaff teams, basketball teams, at a Suns game or whatever pregame, and joined them and gave the whole squad shoes. I think that that's dope. Paid homage. These things are like greenish. I should have clicked the picture so that I could share it with everybody. All my football folks try to figure out like if they really know about this, right? Um, your boy was out at Battle Vegas, checking out some of the amazing football talent around the country, and we had some guys from Arizona that really represented and did their things. First off, let's start off with these quarterbacks out here. This thing was loaded. The arms race was crazy out there. My man Donovan Dixon was absolutely serving defenses though, doing his thing. Kane Mana for Tucson Turf and Christian Escobedo. They had two different turf teams. They were both dealing. There no shortage of dealers out in Vegas with this quarterback lineup. Oscar Rios was absolutely phenomenal. Kid looked fantastic. The Downey quarterback played Red Mountain last year and had good things to say. Said that them boys played hard and took care of business. So shout out to all the quarterbacks I saw there. Jordan Crisp was nice. This kid, Aiden Edwards from Tustin, looks like he's going to be the real deal young kid. Helaman Kasuga from Corner Canyon, get to know the name because, we're probably going to hear about it a little bit down the line. Corner Canyon quarterback for Raw was absolutely the real deal, too. Obviously, there was some work going on besides the quarterback work. Offenses were going bonkers. So I got to show some love to these guys. My guy from Desert Edge, Byron Brandon. These running backs don't always get the opportunity to get the shine, but this one did. Jai Jones was doing it on both sides of the ball, actually. And, rumor has it that he's going to be going both ways, getting his Travis Hunter on over at Chandler. We've never really seen that since Gunnar Maldonado. So that'll be exciting. Braylon Casper was an absolute monster out there for Tucson Turf. Jude Nelson was doing his thing. This kid Franklin Lockhart and Demaji Riley, they played for this aftermath team. Both of the guys up there in the Fresno area putting in that work. Devin Olmonde and Gavin Williams, they were getting it for this team Flight Line. And look, sometimes you just got to get familiar with some of these other teams around the way just so that we know what's out there. Talon Scott joins Braylon Casper's Tucson Turf team, and those two were certified problems. Kai Meza, also another Corner Canyon kid. And like I said, just get familiar because you never know. You might need to know them later on down the line. So gotta show some love where you gotta show some love. But these guys were absolutely putting in work. Our Arizona boys were absolutely representing. Jai Jones, Braylon Casper, Talon Scott, Byron Brandon, them boys absolutely putting in that work with the best of them out there at one of the biggest tournaments, one of the biggest 7 tournaments in the country. So shout out to them. And then obviously, I'm not, I always get punished for Chili, you don't ever show the defense no love. Like, so what's the deal? So, I got to show the defense some love. I'm not gonna leave them out there like that. What was cool is I did see an actual edge rusher. My man Crew Jones for Cold Hearts was putting in that work. He plays for I believe it's Ridgeline over there in Utah. I think that's who it is. Right, it's right there at the bottom. Yep, you can see it. Cold Hearts. He was getting that work. We had some Arizona boys. Xavier Brazil. I think it's Xavier from Hamilton. Looking good defensive back. Getting it for D1. Mikhail Davis from Desert Edge. I was always pronouncing his name wrong, but my man was doing his thing. Jaden Wiseman for the Dolphins, and Saguaro absolutely taking care of business. Ace Let 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 Lutele, Ace Lutele, super talented kid from Modern Day, putting in that work, and then obviously a Bosco kid playing for Tucson Turf, Brandon Nash, Hassan Smith, also from Arizona, from Desert Mountain, did some work for the AZ Angels. Juju Johnson, this kid Juju Johnson was an absolute monster for Flightline. Kid plays for Long Beach Poly. Gavin Day, a Vegas kid, and JT Cole, also another Vegas kid. Those guys were handling business. So I just want to show those guys some love, make sure that they get the juice that they deserve. Big tournament coming to the Valley this weekend. Can't wait to, talk about that a little bit later. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. But that is going to be a fun tournament to cover. If you get the chance, February 15th, 16th, Saturday, Sunday, 2-day tournament. It is a Cam Newton's tournament. So I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But first up, I do got some special guests that I cannot wait to talk to. It's been such a long time. Me and my guy Gridiron, last season, we actually tried to plan to get them on the show, but they was working. They was grinding, doing their thing. So without further ado, we are going to give a welcome back moment for my guys. Stay tuned. Coming up, 2 seconds. Coach, welcome back. Repping with the San Francisco hat. I know. Are you hyped? Are you hyped about the Butler deal? Like, did that get you juice? Were you like, oh, okay, we're about to put this thing together and make this little run from our 10th spot and get to maybe 9?
Nah, it didn't really move me like that. I wanted Zach LaVine.
So, hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, now we back. Got the family together. Hey, back like old times. Coach Carter, welcome back. Hey, I couldn't be more excited, man. I'm super thrilled that you guys are back handling business. You guys got the job at Maryvale. Let's see. I think I have the graphic, the mixtape graphic, because my boys, they really like that. Where's this thing at? Boom. Hey, you guys had to make this statement. Look, you guys spare nothing. You guys, everybody gives you guys credit for supreme marketers. What you guys did at South, what you guys did at Desert Edge, Maryvale. Like, why Maryvale, and how do you guys fix the things over there? Not just the football team, because you guys are community guys. How do we approach this? Coach Marcus, I'll let you go first. Oh, my man's muted. Marcus, I think you muted us.
My bad.
No.
First of all, thank you really for having us on. Sorry about my voice. I'm coming down with something.
Dang, sound like Black Rob, bro. Whoa.
But Maryvale's a special place. Has a lot of tradition.
Pride of the West Side.
Darren Woodson, Felipe Sparks. And it has a lot of tradition. And so with the idea of being at Maryvale, another Phoenix Union team, because that's where we got our start, it was just, I felt like that was the right thing, the right place to be. Obviously we came up short in some other places, but I believe that, and we believe that God don't make mistakes, and Maryvale is right where we need to be. And so we're super excited, man. We got a ton of love from everybody. So all the coaches, players, media, people that showed us love, man, it made me feel good, and maybe got me through the weekend for sure. But Maryvale is a place that needs help. You know what I'm saying? And, I read somewhere that good jobs aren't open, right? Because they have good coaches and they're doing good things. So this is a place where they need some help, and they need us just like as much as we needed them. And so I think it's a match made in heaven, and we can't wait to get to work.
Coach Mark, listen, I know a lot of people are curious, like, your brother just brought this up, a lot of good jobs aren't open, but you make this a good job, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what you guys did with South. Like you guys took South to the brink of playoff competition, which that team has not seen in a minute. How do you do that again?
Man, we made one hole, so we'll make another hole. You know what I'm saying? So if we just gonna grind, we're gonna do what we gotta do. It's no secret to what we've done in the past, and we're gonna do the same thing at Maryvale. I mean, at the end of the day, we just need kids that are hardworking. We got mad support from the AD. The guy that gave us our first opportunity is now the district AD, and so we're gonna have that support. So we're ready to take on the challenge and do some great things, man. We are super excited. Some guy hit me up and was just kind of like, Maryvale needs y'all. And, to hear that makes me feel good. And for us to be able to turn it around is going to be something for people to see. It's about to be a movie. I promise you that.
Hey, you guys wanted to come back. You guys wanted to be back in Arizona. You guys would rather be in Arizona taking care of business, coaching, doing the things that you love, than somewhere else. Somewhere that's more of I don't know, more of a football hotbed or whatever you want to call it, like Georgia. Why is that? What was it about coming back to Arizona, this opportunity that made you guys say like, hey, look, we did our thing in Georgia for a year. Let's come back and go back home and do what we got to do.
Well, family is a big part of what I do and what we do, and that's how we build our programs is through family. And so a lot of
Okay.
our family and friends are in Arizona, and so coaching in Georgia was great because I learned even in this short time that we were here, we learned a lot. But it's nothing like being with family, coaching with family. My brothers, Coach Golden, Coach Hicks, Kev Brown, all the coaches that won the championship this year at DE. It's nothing like being with family. And so, just like Georgia is a hotbed for football, I believe that Arizona is on its way too. And so, if we have an opportunity to build up Arizona, put our stamp in Arizona along with the Colin Thomases and all the great coaches in Arizona, if we could help elevate the status of Arizona football, just like we're going to help elevate the status at Maryvale, then that's what we're going to do. It just feels more like home back in Arizona.
Hey, Coach, you rattled off a couple names, coaches and things like that. Coach Golden in particular, the DJ Warner coach that claim to fame, right? Like
Right.
coach one of the best edge rushers that the state has seen. How are you guys putting this staff together?
Well, it's been a lot of love. I mean, we have coaches from all over trying to get on staff. You know what I'm saying? We have our core group of guys. I know they're still at Desert Edge. You know what I'm saying? And they
Okay.
have all the rights to stay there. They help build that thing, and so once we get settled, we may tap in with them. But there's been so many coaches around the valley who've hit us up, so we ain't really like you haven't really seen us put anything out about needing coaches because our inbox and text message has been flooded with like, hey, we want to come, we want to be a part of this, we know what you guys can do, so we want to come learn from you guys, different things like that. And there's some coaches that we've mentored around the valley that see the opportunity to come now and get a firsthand account of what it does instead of just getting advice. And so those guys have hit us up. So it's been really not overwhelming in a good way. And the bad part is we feel like we may have to turn some people away, which really sucks. But we could only pay so many people, and and I hate to have people volunteer too much of their time because of what the grind that we're about to be a part of. But those core group of guys that we've had at South, are going to be real crucial because they understand, what it took to build South, and so it's not a lot of reteaching, so to speak.
Hey, structurally over there at Maryvale, are you guys going to have three teams? Is it going to be freshman, JV, and varsity, or are you guys going to do a frosh sop and a varsity? Just have two teams.
No, everywhere we've been, we've had all three levels, and so we're gonna keep it that way. I know that the numbers have been down at Maryvale, and for whatever reason, that's what it is. But we're gonna always have our freshmen, JV, and then varsity. Because the lower levels are the meat and potatoes of the program. That's the developmental stage that gets to make the championship caliber teams and championship caliber programs survive.
Okay. Look, I ran the numbers on Maryvale football, and I'm sure that you guys already know what, like 4 or 5 0-10 seasons over the last 10 years of football. 15-85 in those 10 seasons. Obviously, there was no COVID year. Um, how do you flip this script? How do you get these kids to buy in? Because listen, what I do know about what you guys did at South is you got all those kids on campus that were athletes to join that football team. How do you guys do this again?
Man, you don't mess with the recipe if the recipe has been successful. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same approach that we're gonna have. We're gonna beat the halls, at Maryvale, because I'm sure there's a lot of kids walking around the halls, not interested in football. And so it's our job to give those bees the honey, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Give them something to look forward to, give them something to, want to do, and then we get them out there. Because I mean, like Marcus said earlier, it's a rich tradition in that neighborhood. And just like you, I mean, we all know the landscape of Arizona football. A lot of those kids in that neighborhood are going elsewhere because of the exposure, of course, because of
And
being
that's you
with
guys'
some good coaches.
specialty.
Yeah.
That's you guys' specialty.
Hmm.
Exposure marketing. That is by far the one thing that coaches around Arizona will say about the Carter brothers is these guys are master marketers. These guys are great on social media, and that's a recipe that guys like Mons, guys like Iguana were very very successful with.
Mhm.
So we're gonna use that to get those kids on campus to stay. You know what I mean? They ain't got to go anywhere because they're gonna start to see the USCs and the Weber States and the NAUs and the ASUs and U of A's coming to that campus, and they're gonna be like, well, why do I have to drive an hour away to a whatever school when I can just stay home? And then Marcus and I mean, Marcus, you can tell them when you met them on the virtual screen, what you tell him the first time you saw him?
Oh, I told him that I love him first of all, and I don't even know him, but I love him, and I told him that they can rely on us, all right, and we're gonna be consistent. They're gonna be coached up, and our job, I feel like, as parents, as educators, as coaches, is to provide the best experience possible for these young men and women when it comes to school and athletics. And so, as I've gotten older, and as my kids have gotten older, I think about all the great times and experiences, tying their shoes, going to the mall, getting their ears pierced. Those kind of experiences are what drives your family, right? And so now with these young men and women at Maryvale, we want many people involved as possible. And so we want these kids to have the best experience because, like you said, 15-85, that wasn't an experience. And so at South, and I know Gridiron's gonna kill me on the numbers, but they were something like 6-64 when we got there. And then we went 1-10, and then we went 5-5, then we went 6-4, then we went 7-3 and won the region. The first time they were region champions in 10 years, first time they beat Fairfax since the school's been open. And so getting the buy-in, marketing these kids and let them know they ain't got to go nowhere. I've had people in the community saying, hey, listen, we don't want no money. We just want to help you. And we want to start your feeder program. We want to coach your feeder program and stuff like that. So it's just been overwhelming, bro. It's been crazy.
Since you guys have done this before, you just mentioned it. South was 6-64. Have you guys put a timetable on this process of how fast Maryvale can get these dubs, how fast you can turn this thing around, how fast you can get everybody to believe and buy in?
Well, the goal is, to be able to build a strong program to be able to move up in 2 years. By the next 2 year block, we want to move up to 5A because at one point Maryvale was a 6A school. So, in 2 years we want to be, in the 5A, the thick of things in 5A, and then maybe 2 years after that, bump it up some more. I mean, Chill, we don't duck no smoke. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're trying to build something up so then that way, there's a list. You know what I'm saying? There's a list that
Okay.
we're gonna get our lick back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're gonna get our lick back. So
I like that.
and I hope our kids are seeing this and understanding that we coming. You know what I'm saying? We coming and we ain't taking no prisoners. And at the end of the day, they're gonna know who the Veil is. They're gonna know who the Veil is.
Man, look, I didn't really plan on talking about this too much, but the fact of the matter is I know that a lot of people applied for a lot of jobs, and in the process of that, I know people were worried, like, oh, if we hire the Carters, what's the backlash going to be? Now, I know that when the Maryvale football account that I'm assuming that you guys ran posted the graphic and announced the hire, broke the internet. I did not see. I personally did not see any negativity. I saw a lot of positivity flowing. Um, how surprised were you guys, and how taken aback were you by it?
I mean, I was surprised, um, because like you hear things, you know what I'm saying, and people talk, and just that's just how life is. But it was a lot of love, and it made us feel good. It made us feel appreciated for all the things that we've done for high school football and for Arizona high school football, because we pour our heart into it. And it's not just our kids. We help a lot of other kids in the valley as well. We don't just concentrate on our kids. So it was good, man. It was good. I was overwhelmed. My family was happy. It got me through the weekend because I'm like, I even told my brother, I was like, bro, I was not expecting all of this. You know what I'm saying? I got kids in my inbox, kids from DE showing love, coaches from DE, Coach Henry, my guy, hit me up, and stuff like that. And so, I still got love for him. That's my man's. You know what I mean? He helped us build Desert Edge. You know what I mean? And so, just to hear from him and stuff like that, and being on the background of the championship run and just watching that maturation process, it's been like a full circle moment. And what people don't know is that we used to coach basketball at Maryvale, and at that time, yeah.
Wait, what?
So when we were coaching,
Y'all know about some who?
Yeah, we were coaching basketball at
Wait,
Maryvale.
wait. Who's the better hooper? Y'all play some 21. Who's winning? I gotta know.
Marcus
Somebody gotta say it.
Marcus is the shooter. He's the shooter.
Shoot. Okay,
He's the shooter.
And so
we're gonna take 3/2. All right.
The time we were coaching at Maryvale, my older brother was dying of cancer, and so we would leave Maryvale after the games on Fridays and drive to Sacramento and be with my brother, and then drive back and go to work and then drive back and forth. So being at Maryvale and coaching football was therapeutic for us.
Basketball.
Yeah, but coaching basketball was therapeutic for us. And so to come back and have this full circle moment in a roundabout way, help repay them for helping us get through a process that was seemed unimaginable to get through. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of love, it's a lot of history, and I just can't wait to because we hear people, if they're able to turn around Maryvale, it would be the most amazing thing. It would be crazy. That's the same thing they said about South. And we just got to get these kids rolling and get them going.
But real quick, it was very, from my perspective, it was very overwhelming in a good way. It made me feel good. And like Marcus said, it made me feel appreciated. Shout out to everybody who hit us up. If I didn't hit you back, my bad. But everybody was.
There's a lot of people to hit back.
You know what I'm saying? But just as well as I do, there's people talking in the background. You know what I'm saying? And so,
always.
And so at this point, we want to not really prove them wrong, but prove the people at Maryvale right, because they want to feel like they made the right choice, and we're gonna do everything we can to do so.
Look, if I don't ask the questions, I'll say I'm not doing my job. Everybody in the background is talking about, hey, they go 5-5, they go 6-4, they make the playoffs. They're out of there. It's a stepping stone. They're not gonna hang around and build this thing into a powerhouse. Look, the reality in life is none of us does something and stays there forever. Like you move on so that you can teach the kids to do the same thing.
Right.
Now, do you guys have an idea of like how long you guys want to be at Maryvale? Because I know you guys I know you guys want to coach a power. I know you guys want to coach as a 6A. Maybe go to coach in college. Go coach for a team that has a chance to make an open run if we still have that. Like you guys want to coach into a national power, and the reality is it's difficult to build something from the 4A into that like in a short amount of time. And we don't know how much time any of us really have.
So here's the thing. The whole thing about us leaving, if things didn't happen with the whole situation, we'd still be at DE, right?
Facts.
And so at South, the South, we knew by talking to people that we weren't going to be able to grow into that. And so it was the opportunity of coaching at a place like Desert Edge will get us a seat at the table.
And it was hard for you guys. It was hard for both of you.
You know
I
that.
remember talking.
Yeah.
I remember talking to both of you guys on the phone, and it was a lot of on you guys' side coming through. It was a lot of choked up, a lot of tears held back, and your voice was cracking. Both of you guys' voice was cracking as bad as my man Marcus right now. So no, I know how painful that was for you guys. So are you guys, man? You guys take Maryvale.
We wouldn't be who we are if we didn't leave South. And that's just the reality. I said that in my at the championship thing. I said that when I spoke to everybody at the championship gala thing. I feel like God did that for a reason. And now having the opportunity to grow from that situation and come back, and we have the opportunity to really take it up because COVID happened too. You know what I'm saying? So we got out at the right time. You know what I mean?
So my question is, why can't we do all that at Maryvale?
Hey, that's the $1 million question right there. That's a $1 million question right there, because I'll tell you right now, if you do that at Maryvale, look, it's just weird because we live in a day and age right now where people are like, oh, if it's not 6A, like they can't compete nationally. But the truth is that's not true, because when Mons built Saguaro, they were 4A and playing sometimes 2 out-of-state teams. I know the one year they played a team from Utah, and then I think like a team from California or something like that. So like, if it's been done once, it can be done again.
So the difference is now, our district athletic director is forward thinking. He understands who we are, you know what I'm saying? And, we thank him because, he was our AD at South. And so he gave us the opportunity to leave the nest and go grow. And now, we get to come back and he sees the potential of what we do. And so I would be very, 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 very shocked if he was going to hold us back at all. And so, he's going to let us do our thing. He's going to let us, grow, and he's not going to hold us back. So at the end of the day, like I just said, why not the Vale?
And then we have great coaches in our district like Hovick, you know what I'm saying? Like Rangel, you know what I'm saying? So this is an opportunity for us, Hovick, Rangel, to uplift the Phoenix Union because we've been down for so long. You know what I'm saying? So why not us? Why not all of us?
Hey, look, I know you guys are going to hit the ground running. I know you guys are going to be putting on them track shoes, trying to go 100 miles an hour, trying to do that 10-4, 10-3, 10-2 stuff and build this thing quick. Speaking of shoes, though, I keep this thing lighthearted. I got to know. I just had Coach Gator from Centennial on last week. Now he's over there at Basha talking about he's going to be putting on some P.E. Ray Allens on the sideline. I got to know, because just Maryvale, black and yellow, I'm thinking some Kobe, Bruce Lee's. I'm thinking some Thunders, Lightnings. You got my head going everywhere. I need to know what's going to be on Coach's feet on the first Friday, on the first quote-unquote Flex Friday when y'all do that work.
Man, hopefully
he came ready. He knew.
Hopefully them Galaxies. Yeah, hopefully them Galaxies.
Yeah, because you guys trying to take these guys into another place. So
what are those back there? What are those back there?
Oh, these are just some beaters. These are just I got these beers. I got these untouched beers. I got these untouched beer threes. You know the deal. What else do I got? Some light. What is this? some retro 11s. Nothing big,
And let me go to the clock. Let me see.
nothing big, but just something light.
Something light.
You know. Oh, see, look at you guys. I
See,
love it, man.
well, hey, so we may be going to Adidas. So you might catch me in some of those AE ones on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
The Stormtrooper AE ones or
Oof,
something,
those
or
are
something
tough.
crazy. Maybe something something slight, something slight.
Hey, you got some fans in the chat real quick. Coach McNutt checking in with the
That's my
black and
brother.
yellow hearts.
That's my brother.
Hey, Eric Newman, longtime
Hey,
Arizona,
shout out to my man
longtime West
Eric,
Coast
man.
writer.
Shout out to my man
Excited
Eric.
these guys are back. Hoping to see some good stuff. Eric moved to Wisconsin and is covering up there now and doing his thing. Hopefully we can get a matchup versus a Wisconsin team and force him to cover y'all, because I know that would be a thing for him. I know he'd be excited about that. But hey, my man started out on the West Side, went to NAU, helped the Arizona varsity thing, and then now he's up there in Wisconsin, full control, running things up there in the Midwest. With all the good cheese and milk and dairy products that they got up there. So, hey, we struggling to get eggs down here. But, hey.
They got to come here because I'm lactose intolerant. I can't do all that cheese.
All right, man. Hey, look, before I let you guys go, I know that you guys are going to afford every opportunity to your kids for all the cool events. Are you guys going to find a way into the summer extravaganza, as Kevin McCabe calls it, the one and only tournament that produces champions flight club? Are you guys going to find a way in there?
Yes, sir.
As long as Flight Club will have us, we're gonna be in there.
Hey, man, I love you guys to death, man. I cannot wait to see you guys. When do you guys actually make your way back to Arizona and take full control?
Soon. I mean, you can see right here. You see some boxes.
Yeah, no,
there. You know what I'm saying? So we already started. We already started to get packed and things like that. I got to sell my house. So that's a process. And but we're trying to be there before spring ball, because we want to hit the ground. We want to hit the ground running.
All right, hey, you got to bring some of that peach cobbler back.
I got you.
Just saying. Take care.
Hey,
of
much
your
love,
boy.
Chili,
All right.
man. It's always good to see you, brother.
Hey, love you guys to death, man. I'll see you guys soon. ASAP, like Rocky. All right.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, fellas. Y'all know the deal. And just like that, my man Gridiron Arizona, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
Doing good. It's great to see the Carters again. Going to be doing the coaching thing back in Arizona, where they belong, right?
And they're excited too. They're excited. You can feel that energy. Like they can't wait.
It's going to be a long 6.5 months till they get to coach a game, right?
Man, hey, I don't
do between now and then. So
I don't know who they got week one.
There's no schedules yet.
Right. I mean, I just don't know like whatever it's going to be, but I know that people are going to be excited. I know that that's going to be a game that they're going to get at least one or two like media folks out there for. Maybe a Richard Smith.
Certainly more media than saw the Panthers last season. So,
which is crazy because Devin Murphy was an absolute monster.
Right. And NAU signee, yes.
Yeah, absolute monster. What a steal for NAU. Shout out to my guys up there, Roshman and everybody.
He was scholarship over there at NAU.
Yeah, no, hey, the kid is an absolute certified problem. Hey, look, we got a special show lined up though, which I cannot wait because kicked it off with the Carters, who filled up a coaching void.
With the theme here, yep.
Yeah, so we're gonna get into this a little bit, and we're gonna talk about the little coaching carousel that we got. We do have one team at the bottom that we got to cross off.
Yeah, I know. It just happened last night.
Yeah, so
I did throw them into the mix though, so we've got the solution with them.
Yeah, no, for sure. Look, Chrisman makes a big hire. They're a 3A program. Coach Hare is coming back to build this thing, and I can't wait. I know you got in depth with all of these guys, a couple of these guys.
Yeah, I did an article for Sports 360 AZ
Okay.
with about Chrisman.
Okay.
Currently working on one with one of the other schools on the list there. So
Okay.
should have that hopefully up probably this weekend.
Okay. Vista Grande finds their guy. Is it Grand?
I
Vista
pronounce it both
Grand?
ways. The weather forecasters do it both ways. I usually say Vista Grande, which is not
Okay.
the correct Spanish pronunciation of grande, but there you go.
Okay. Well, both pronunciations will be acceptable on the show, on our show,
Yep.
until further notice. Lauren Dawson takes over there, for Coach Roberts, who made his way over to Mountain Point. Chandler with a big hire. This was a little while back. Coach Wisdom, coaching in Nebraska the past few years, 2 years,
3 years.
and then he was previously at Desert Vista, and then Horizon before that. Excellent X's and O's guys. Absolutely love him. Love what he's got in the cupboard over there. Jai Jones, Will Menzel, nice looking tight end over there. Some offensive linemen. My guy Moose is an absolute monster over there. And then speaking of absolute monsters, O'Connor. They bring in Coach Cullis, and they got an absolute monster of an offensive lineman over there, and Tucker Smith. And I know they lost some guys. Some guys didn't give Coach Cullis a chance, and possibly going to regret that, because I think Coach Cullis is an absolutely amazing coach.
People had transferred before the new coach was in. So
yeah, look, Gridiron, I'm gonna let you get into what you want to get into with these coaches, but these coaches, they might have a little bit of work cut out for them in some different ways, but some solid hires, some really solid hires. Gridiron, go ahead, inside the numbers on these new faces and new places.
Yep. Well, first off, we'll take the overview here and say that there will be 53 schools as of right now in the state that will have new head coaches next year compared to this past year. 33 of them have already been hired. That leaves 20 that are currently open. We'll start with Chrisman. As you mentioned, they hired Scott Hare. Chrisman is in the 3A Metro. Hare most recently was at Eastlake High School in Washington, where he went 15-7 over the past 2 seasons. Of course, before that, he won back-to-back 4A titles at Mesquite in 2019 and 2020. Went 30-8 while he was there with the Wildcats. Last season, Chrisman was in just their second varsity season. They went 5-5, which was a huge upgrade from going 0-10 in 2023. The team started 0-3 in 2024, so that they were on an 0-13 run, and they finished 5-2 in their last 7 games. Hare replaces Derek Sines, who was an interim, kind of hired during the summer. I think it was around June or July when he got hired over at Chrisman as an interim for the season. Over at Vista Grande, they hired Lauren Dawson. The Spartan's going to be in the 5A Sonoran region. Dawson most recently was the head coach at ALA Ironwood, where he went 15-7 the past 2 seasons. Led ALA Ironwood to their best record, 9-3 in their 7 years as an AIA member. Last year, Vista Grande 7-4. It was the 3rd straight 7-win season for Vista Grande, and he replaces Coach Dawson replaces John Roberts, who took the Mountain Point job. So it was one of those one domino falls and another one falls, and it creates an opening, and that way. Over at Chandler, of course, we got Ty Wisdom. The Wolves are going to be in what we're just calling the 6A Region 2, because they are all just numerical regions right now. That is the region with Hamilton and Pinnacle in it, among other teams. Wisdom most recently was at Millard South in Nebraska, led the team to a 12-1 season and their first state title since 2009. We recall who the one was against there. It was their little trip out here to play Basha. Last season, Chandler went 5-6. It was their first losing season since 2005. And of course, Wisdom replaces Rick Garrettson, who retired. Then over at O'Connor, they hired, is it Cullis or is it Kulos?
I thought it was Cullis.
I don't know. So I guess we'll go Cullis.
I got to hit Jacob.
Yeah,
I got to hit Coach Saliga.
2 L's. I guess if there was 1 L, Kulos would make more sense. So Ben Cullis, that's 6A Region 6. For the Eagles, that's a region with Liberty and Centennial. Cullis most recently was at Kellis, where he went 30-13 over the past 4 years. Kellis won his first playoff game in school history last season. And then O'Connor was a 4-7 team, but they did go 3-1 in region play. And Cullis replaces Brian Cole, who was dismissed shortly after the season.
Hey, this is tough work for look, Coach Steins didn't really get a long time over at Chrisman,
was late in the process. Yeah.
So I'm not trying to dismiss his efforts over there, but Vista Grande, Chandler, O'Connor, man, those are some tough replacements. Replacing Coach Cole, I absolutely love Coach Cole. I know that other people had issues with Coach Cole. Those were not my issues.
He took O'Connor to an open a few years ago.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out the way that he probably wanted it to, but
they were a team that was kind of built on strong run games.
Yeah, and I mean, look, they did things. They did some things in Coach Cole's time there. Had some success. I remember watching them versus Basha. Gave Demond one of his few losses.
I think it was
in the playoffs.
Freshman year, I think.
Yeah, I believe that was a pandemic
first round
year.
Playoffs.
Was that pandemic year? Pandemic year, I think. Right? Pandemic year.
No, because Demond would have played 21 through 24.
I feel like that was a pandemic year.
2020, so.
Yeah, you're probably right, but for some reason I thought that was a pandemic year. What's it called? And are you sure? I feel like that was a pandemic year.
No, 2020 it was COVID-19, and everything happened in 2020, and we
in fall of 2020 though.
We started the fall of 2020 is what we call the COVID season.
Right.
We started.
That was Demond's freshman year.
No, Demond played 21, 22, 23, and 20. Oh, he didn't play last season. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on.
He was there.
Come on, numbers guy. Numbers guy. Don't fail me.
Yeah, yes, it was Demond's freshman year. Yes.
Yeah. Numbers guy. Don't make me make you look bad. Okay. But anyways, the point being is, I did see Coach Cole game plan, figure some things out, and Demond had chances to, and man, I'm not trying to beat up Demond. Demond had a chance to win that game. Bash had a chance to win that game. They just didn't. So, there was that. But, and then Chandler, you just brought it up. They haven't had a losing season in 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years. That's tough to follow up. I don't care who you are. You could be. I don't care if you're Bear Bryant. I don't care.
And remember, they were an open team every year that the open existed until this past season.
And then what's it called? My man, Coach Roberts made Vista Grande high, Etienne Errol, and had these guys going. So
took them to the playoffs for the first time in 9 years. Last season.
This is some tough work. All right, look. At the bottom of this, we got looking for leaders. Post and Butte's already found their leaders. Would you like to say who that is?
Yeah, we'll touch on them real quick since they're kind of in the hired category now. Post and Butte 5-5 in 2024. That job opened over Christmas break when Dane Thompson retired. It was filled yesterday with the promotion of Rod Holmes, who is a Post and Butte assistant. Post and Butte is in the 4A Desert Sky region. It's located in Santan Valley and part of the Florence School District.
All right. In one of the weirdest vacancy situations, ACP, Coach Vaught, highly regarded coach and head coach. He was a longtime DC over there at Chandler, and then was a DC over at ACP for I think like a year, and then became the head coach over at ACP, and then all of a sudden stepped down. And I think the absolute world of him. And now they're in the process of hiring a coach, which I know is down to 2.
Yeah,
I know it's down to 2, and it's not. It's the worst kept secret. Coach Zellner, Coach Newcomb.
Pretty close to hiring someone.
And I know that there's been tweets out there that they've already come to the decision and whatever. But
I think we'll find something out for sure by the end of the week.
I would guess so. And I think Coach Zellner is fantastic. He was over there at Gilbert, then Dobson. He's a coaching lifer. Coach Newcomb, I think would be great for ACP also. Was over
Coached
there at
in, coached
Castile
in the
forever.
district, obviously there.
Yeah, absolute dog. And then we're gonna skip over Chaparral real quick. There's
Yep.
Verado. Verado's gone through some coaches over the past 2 years. Obviously, Hathcock took the job at Mesa. Not mad at him for that, but leaves a
Yep.
vacancy over there at Verado. Any ideas of what you think would work out well over at Verado?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything yet on what's going on with the Verado job. That opened on January 23rd, so that was just it was a little over 2 weeks ago when Hathcock left for Mesa. The Vipers 10-3 last season, made the 5A semis. They play in the 5A Desert West region. For those unfamiliar, it's located in Buckeye, the way out west out there, as I call it, and part of the Agua Fria district.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of the Agua Fria district, I do got a special guest coming on. We're going to talk about a amazing event that's going to be coming out that way. But before that, I want to touch on Chaparral.
Yep.
Chaparral. Coach Neese took over for Coach Barnes, and Coach Neese had a tumultuous situation over at Chaparral.
Going out, yeah.
Great dude. And you know what? I hope that maybe he can stick around. I like Coach Neeson. I thought that he was a good dude.
I believe he's staying in Arizona. I do know that.
Good. Now there is only one person. There is only one name that I want to see mentioned. There's only one name that I want to hear about tied to this Chaparral job, and that would be one Coach Carroll. The current quarterback coach over there at Pinnacle. He was the tight ends coach over there at Pinnacle too, Coach Deuce Robinson.
And we know that Pinnacle's kind of been QBU, right?
Yes. And
quite a line of succession over there.
Coach Carroll is an apple on what I would like to call the Coach Regal tree.
Mm-hmm.
Now, coaches affiliated with Coach Regal.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches affiliated with Coach Regal tend to be pretty good.
Yeah, there's a guy in Tempe doing pretty well.
So I just want to say there's only one name that I want to hear associated and affiliated with this job search. I'm sorry, this is not bias. Coach Carroll graduated from Chaparral.
Alum. Mm-hmm.
He's an alum. He knows the landscape. He knows the parents. He knows what he's dealing with over there. He's been an assistant coach for a long time. I believe and this is a big argument that I can settle with Dillingham at some point or another. Him and Dillingham coached lower levels at Chaparral. I believe they coached freshmen together or JV together or something like that. Coach Carroll insists that he was the offensive coordinator, orchestrator that was running the bill up on teams. Coach Dillingham told me one time when he was coaching at Oregon that he was actually the offensive coordinator of the team. I'm not trumping anybody. I'm not going to let somebody big brother the other one, but I would like to get to the bottom of that. And either way, there was some coaching genius because if I do remember correctly, those freshman teams for like 2 years were undefeated and absolutely destroying teams. So Coach Carroll's really the only name, and I think that he's got a pretty good resume and has some people that will vouch for him in the right places. So, I'm not trying to pencil him in or anything, but maybe I could use a nice thick red Sharpie, which of course would be a supreme
Chaparral red.
Chaparral red. So anyways, I will let you take it away with anything that you have to add about Chaparral.
We talked about Post and Butte and Verado. Chaparral 3-7 last season. That job just opened up last Friday, February 7, when Doug Neeson stepped down. The Chaparral is moving down. They're going to be in the 5A Northeast Valley region. They have not been in 5A since the 2017 season. They've been up at 6A since then. It's located in Scottsdale, of course, part of the Scottsdale School District. And then ACP 12-2 last year. That job, of course, we mentioned it opened up in January when Steve Vaught stepped down. They are moving up to the 5A in the 5A Santan region. This will be their first time in 5A. They played, of course, in the 4A championship game last year, and it's located in Chandler and part of the Chandler School District.
Hey, look, real quick before I forget, these are some amazing graphics that we get from our guy K Visuals. The yellow pad, absolutely phenomenal because this is the signature gridiron.
What is
yellow
the little
pad.
what is the little picture there next? It's Scott Hair. Okay.
Oh, that's Coach Hair. There's an arrow.
Looking at, but yes, It's got hair. Okay.
There's an arrow going to it. Come
Well,
on.
I told you it's really small on my screen. So
Oh man. All right. My guy, Gridiron Arizona, the one and only. Look, the Suns don't really make any moves at the deadline. The Lakers get
well,
Luka
they
Doncic. Like,
apparently tried.
Golden State gets Jimmy Butler. Like, I mean,
Why did the Suns have to ask Kevin Durant if he approved going to Golden State? I didn't understand that.
I don't know, but I think it's actually better that
He didn't have the no
didn't.
trade clause. I mean, Beal had to accept one, but if they
Yeah,
if
but
they wanted to do that deal with Golden State, they could have.
I don't know that Butler, Beal, and Booker works.
No, I don't know that it would have either.
I actually hate that idea.
I'm sure,
You know what I would have loved?
I'm sure that Ishbia's hope A was that he could send Beal somewhere, and that didn't
No,
happen.
what
Yeah.
we should have done is sent Durant to Dallas and got Luka.
Well, Dallas didn't call us. They were
I
really
know.
quiet about that.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, I think that was and obviously that was not a basketball move by Dallas. I
Might have
think that
made
that
up
was
for
fully a
missing
business
out
move.
on him the first time, wouldn't it?
No, for sure. I would have felt a lot better. I would have felt a lot better. Hey,
Mhm.
Gridiron, man. Hey, Sevens is fully upon us. Flight Club date is set for June 28th. You got vacation coming up. How many shows a year do you actually miss? I said it was three.
Three sounds. Yeah,
About right?
three sounds. I'm gonna miss 2 in June, but yeah, maybe 4. Now
Maybe you missed like 5, actually. I think
maybe
you
4.
missed like
Yeah, it
5.
might be somebody's birthday on a Tuesday sometime. So
You never know. You never know. But hey, Gridiron, I always appreciate you hanging out and doing
we're
your
not
thing
leaving,
and
are we?
providing the knowledge. No, we're not
I'm
leaving.
just
But
making sure. I got more stuff.
okay. Hey, what else you got? What else you got for us?
I thought you were doing a spotlight.
Oh no, we're not doing. I don't. We didn't get a graphic
Oh,
for
we
the
didn't get a graphic.
spotlight.
Okay, all right.
No, we didn't get a graphic for the
You want me
spotlight.
to
We're
throw
gonna do that next week.
or no?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. Hold on. Hold on.
I know you got one graphic you can put up. So
Yep. Boom. Here we go. This because we got to show love.
there
Boom.
we are.
Inside the number spotlight, we are going to talk about the co-head coaches of Maryvale, Mark and Marcus Carter. Those are their human names. Which, by the way, like every coach in my phone, your coach, whatever your last name
That's
is.
what they are in my phone. It makes it easier for when I want to find one. I just go straight to the C's. Yeah.
All right, here you go. Inside the number spotlight. Boom.
We got Mark and Marcus Carter here, the new co-head coaches at Maryvale. Last season, they were assistants at Griffin High School in Georgia. They coached at Desert Edge from 2020 to 23, had a 37-11 record, took the Scorpions to the Open in 2020, the semis in 21, and was the 5A runner-up in 2023. As they mentioned in the top of the show there, they have experience in the Phoenix Union District at South Mountain from 2016 to 2019, had a 19-22 record. And then when he said I was going to be killing him on this, but I'm not killing him on this. This is a tribute because prior to their arrival, South was 3-47 over the previous 5 years. And then of course, South won the region title in 2019 in year 4, and they went 7-3. We'll look at Maryvale, who's kind of in that boat that South was in. They went 1-9 in 2024. Last winning season for the Panthers was in 2010. And we're not going to go back 5 years for Maryvale. We're going to go back 14 years for Maryvale. The team's record has been 17-114 in that time. They're going to be in the 4A Copper Sky region. The other teams in that region, Alhambra, Carl Hayden, both those Phoenix Union teams, and then Copper Canyon from out in Glendale, North Canyon over North Phoenix, and then Washington, which is part of the Glendale district in Phoenix. And the enrollment at Maryvale is 3,079. It is the 7th largest high school in the state of Arizona.
They gonna find some football players on that campus. I'm trying to tell you.
If they gotta find some players out of there, it's a big base to start from at least.
And then people are gonna cry about like, oh, Maryvale's 3,000 enrollment and they're not playing in the 6A. Like, what's up with that? So
Give
it's
time.
all good.
Give time. Hopefully they can make a run these first 2 years and make that jump up to the 5A. And who knows, maybe we have Chaparral and ACP on the schedule in a couple of years.
Yeah, get them on
And
the menu. Hey, maybe get like Corner Canyon on the menu too. Get some of
a
these out of
little
state.
out of state action, huh?
Yeah, get some of that work. You know the deal. All right, hey Gridiron, I appreciate you. Dedicated to the community. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. Gridiron always been the fact checker for them numbers. I do got a super special guest coming up. I cannot wait. Gridiron, you're gonna love this. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
catch up with you next week. All right.
All right.
All right, my man. You take care. And all I can say is, what's up, coach?
What's up, fellas?
My
Chilling. What's
man.
up, baby?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know the deal. YouTube sensation. The one and only Coach OTB, Coach Allen,
Gang.
former defensive coordinator over there at Central. A
Yes,
lot of
sir.
coaching and playing experience of his own. We're gonna dive into a whole bunch of things. I can't wait.
Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, how are things? How is life? I missed you on the sidelines. I genuinely miss seeing your energy and seeing you do your thing on the sidelines on the Friday night sidelines. How are things? Because you've been away for a little bit.
Man, gratitude. Well, I appreciate that, man. First and foremost, I appreciate you finally having me on the show. It's been many moons. You know, you my dog. I've been rocking since day one, and likewise.
Facts.
Um, Everything, all is well, man. All is well. Staying busy, man. Just pretty much in the community, training with the kids, pushing OTB Elite program as usual. Kind of got back to the premises with that.
Okay.
The YouTube, the one on one, the coaching, the
And
mentoring.
we're gonna get into some of that. We're gonna get into some of that. But
Yeah,
I think one thing that I got to share with the people is like one high school coaching doesn't pay a lot of money, and you had
no.
other opportunities. You could have shrunk that career a whole lot more and pursued a whole bunch of things. But it
Oh
meant a
yeah.
lot to you to be over there at Central coaching those kids. And I know that you put some of it, use it for content and things like that. But how much do you miss it? How much do you miss those Friday night sidelines?
So
How much do you
I
miss the constant interaction of not knowing, not getting to pick all your own guys, but dealing with
yeah,
what's there in front of you?
I definitely miss it, man. I definitely miss it. And as you hit on, at the time when I chose to go to Central, I had a lot of different coaching options on it, which a lot of people won't probably know that, but I could have coached at a lot of different schools around the valley. Chandler Hovick actually coached my son Tavian Allen at Cesar Chavez. So when he was over at Central, he used to ask me behind the scenes all the time to come over. Opportunity probably, finally presented itself. I came over there, and it was just one of those things. It wasn't necessarily about the money because, as you know, I could have been coaching in Texas, I could have been coaching abroad and doing whatever. But I had a few kids over there in the system. Then I had a few kids that I had met and pulled from the campus, brought them in. Guys like Izzy, became
Yeah, Izzy
became a fan
Pons.
favorite. Yeah, yeah. So I found him on the soccer field, him and three other kids, and just asked him, "Come give me 1 year. You want to go to college? I'll change your life." So he ended up sticking to the script. So I definitely missed it a lot. We did our thing at Central. We made a good run over there, ruffled a lot of feathers, made a lot of noise, changed the program around. When we segued out,
180. Changing around 180.
oh
You
yeah,
guys changed that thing around 180.
hundred
Region
percent.
champion,
Yeah,
playoffs, all that stuff.
yeah. And and I don't knock nobody's coaching style. I don't knock coaches in the valley or around the country at all. But it just takes a little bit of love. It takes a little bit of genuine, authentic love to give back. Because we had the kids in the program. The kids were already there. We just worked with them. The kids were already there. They're already penciled in to go there. So it was kind of like, wait, what position did you say you play, son? No, you don't play that position. Who told you that? You play this position. So I'm gonna have you come blue. I'm gonna have you over here, and then trust me, I'm gonna move you around over here. And if you give me the opportunity to work with you, I'll see that you get to college. I'll see that you'll further your career, either with the game or just educational wise. So to turn that program around 180 from what Hovick was dealing with prior to us coming, and salute to Coach Allen, salute to Coach Buddha, a lot of good coaches that I had alongside of me as well. It was just a lot of love, a lot of effort, a lot of work, but I knew that would happen. Um, my boy is Troy candidate, so I remember the prominent days of him being there. But everybody was like, Coach, why would you go to Central? And that's kind of who I am. I'm outside the box. I want to do something a little bit different. That's what OTB stands for. That's the acronym. So I want to go there because you don't expect me to be there. You don't expect that a program to win.
Now, at around the time that that things were starting to take off for US Central, things also started to take off for you with social media. Things
Yeah,
started buzzing and stuff like that. I don't think the two things are related, but I do want to talk about the social media stuff, man. You're known for what I do give you credit for is you are known for bringing out the competitiveness in kids.
yes,
The
sir.
Flex Fridays, the 1v1s that
Shout
I
out to
truly,
Flex Friday. Hey man,
hey,
say that for the people in the back, Chili, because they don't know, man. So I'm
no,
glad you
listen.
know.
You know what? It's just weird how this whole thing works. So before I started the quote unquote sideline vlog, like I was in the sneaker culture. I was doing the
I
sneaker
remember.
cons, and that's where I picked the vlog up from. And then I started seeing people like Destroying and AJ Green really like ramp that thing up, and they
Yeah,
took that thing to a whole nother level. Not that I inspired them, but I was just like I think I was at the forefront of it, and they just went crazy with it, and it
yeah,
was
you
absolutely
caught it.
amazing to watch. But what you did, bringing out the competitive nature of kids, and in such a clean way. Like every time that I've seen your 1v1s, it's not like there's a little bit of trash talking, right? Because that's natural, but
Yeah, yeah.
there's no fighting. Like you're
No,
able
no, no,
to
no.
squash that stuff very, very quickly.
Instantly.
Talk to me about the whole Flex Friday, the 1v1s, how you took this thing, started the social media madness with it. Let's get into that a little bit.
So we did get a little bit of the spinoff over at Central. That was just a blessing in disguise. I was already embedded at Central. Then I lined with my co-host Destroying. Shout out to Destroying, giving us that YouTube platform. Um,
D.
it was just one of those things, man. So we originally did the Flex Fridays. If you know me, I've always had the blue gym out in Avondale, training the kids out of the house.
You
The
have
Devin Dampiers, Dorian Singers, Devin Crawfords,
from all
Tavian
over the
Dowsers.
valley, from
Yeah,
all over the
all
valley.
over the valley.
Not
Andrew
not just
Briskis. I
West
mean,
Side
with
kids or East
no,
Valley kids, not
no.
just the best kids either,
Yep.
but all kids.
All
All kids
kids.
were welcome. I always called it the box. I
It's
always
the
called it the
box.
box,
That's you.
but
It's the box.
but you
Yeah.
you let everybody, didn't matter if you were 5 stars or
Yeah.
1 star, and
Nah.
everybody got the work.
Joe Clark, Noah Carter's, the DJ Warners, or like the Haven Valentines. Everybody, a lot of a lot
He
of
was a
guys came from
dog.
the box. Keely Ringos, guys like that. So when we were coming to the box and we were cooking up that scenario, having these guys work out, they would talk trash. Rashi Haas, Mikael Hubbard, they would talk trash to
Oh,
me.
Rashi was my dude, one of my
Yeah,
favorite
yeah.
Mountain Point players of
Yeah.
all time.
Isaiah Palmal. So a lot of those kids I coached in youth football, a lot of those kids I stayed mentoring. I'm an uncle to them. They travel with me. So in a nutshell, they would talk trash throughout the week, throughout the workout sessions, and then we would come together on Friday and we would flex. All right, we're gonna do the King of the Hill. So what I would do is go to the park by my house. We call it OTB Park, but it's really Los Leaders Park. And
Okay.
I would train an hour and I would bring like various different wide receiver coaches out. Shout out to Andre Thurman, Bobby Wade. Maybe they'll come out and help me with the receivers that day if they was close by. And so
Before Bobby was coaching college. I
oh
just want to make
yeah,
sure that
yeah.
that's
Listen,
clear
man,
because
listen.
I don't want my
Nah,
man to
nah,
get
that's
mixed
way
up and
before
tied up.
Bobby was coaching, and
Okay.
he wasn't coaching college yet. That's my brother. That's my family. No, he wasn't coaching college yet. Anyhow, so we would have guys come out, and we just have clinics. So for the first hour, we go through our agilities, our skill sets, and our individual work specific drills. And then for the last hour, we come together and we do one on one. So you see me out there with the bucket hat, Keely Ringo, Rossi Hodge, Brandon Bowers, all these kids that you see, some of them on the destroying videos. And we would just go crazy, you know what I mean? And it became a thing. Even to when I would go out of town, go back to West Virginia, go to different locations and do different camps. Guys like P Dob with Phenom Sports, they would, hey, coach, can we keep the Flex Fridays going? And we'll give a good name on it, and they'll keep it going, sending me videos and stuff. So in a nutshell, actually met destroying that pylon event out in Bullhead City. We were playing against Ground Zero. Devin Dampier was my quarterback. We had some dogs on that team at the time. His cameraman, shout out to David Rassick, had a camera on me. I must have said something in one of my
Dreamer. Shout
yeah,
out to
Dreamer. Shout
Dreamer,
out to
the
Dreamer
brand.
Shorts.
Dreamer
You see
Shorts.
everything come together. Ross 500. A lot of
Yeah.
these guys, like you said, surface in different areas. Anyhow, David Rassick put the camera on me. I guess I said something in my Coach OTB rants, and he was like, "Oh man, Coach, say that again." So I looked at him. I'm like, "Man, this ain't scripted. I don't know what I said." Hey, Get this camera out my face. Y'all let anybody on the field with cameras. We're losing the ground zero. I'm finding a reason to make it about something else. You got guys out here holding, and you got guys on the field with cameras. I see destroying kind of like step back. You know what I mean? Like, all right, this guy's kind of bucking. Rastic looks at destroying and says, man, hey, I like this coach. So we go to the sideline in a nutshell. Noah Carter, DJ Warner, all these guys. Hey, coach, man, that's destroyed out here right now by ground zero. I don't care about no destroying. Like, what, man, focus up. We end up coming back winning the game. My kids did a bunch of backflips with him. I told him, hey, stick around, follow my team. We play the number one receiver and DB in the country at the same position next with Fast Houston, which was Travis Hunter. So he was like,
Yeah.
all right, boom, we'll come out and we'll follow you play that game. Travis single-handedly beat us, and then, D started following that
He
team.
he
So
did that.
after
He
the
did that to
game,
a lot of. Hold on, Travis did that to a lot of
oh,
people
to a lot of
throughout his
teams.
career.
Literally, he literally single hand beat us. So good game, but he beat us. But so in a nutshell, I met up with Destroying again. I was like, oh, this is the kid that I seen that was going to lose a scholarship over kicking. I had actually just seen the Sports Center clip about it. So I ran into him again with Pylon Mecca in Vegas. And I said, hey man, I got wind that you're in Arizona and you was doing a workout session in the West Valley. Nowhere in the world you could be in the West Valley working out, not be in the line, with OTB. So we took some pictures, had a conversation, had a championship where we actually played against Nico Leave with Devin Dampier had a great tournament. D actually called me next morning, like, oh, you ready to work? Can you put a 7-on-7 tournament together? And I'm like, nah, not no 7-on-7 tournament. It's kind of short notice by Sunday. I can't do that, but I got this thing that we do called Flex Fridays. We could possibly do that. So I sent him a video, and it was a video of Keely Ringer going against Jaleel Walker. I know you remember Jaleel Walker as well.
Yeah, from
And
Chavez,
from
absolute
CC
dog.
Chavez. That's one of my babies, Arizona Saints. Shout out to him. He's over at Western Kentucky playing wide receiver. Um, so I sent him that video. D's like, damn, OG, you could do that. You could make that happen or whatever. So he was like, I'll bring out a PS5. We'll do it for the PS5. So we did the first video at Desert Vista High School. Shout out to Dave Klecker for giving me the keys to the facility. Let me go crazy.
Coach
First video
Klecker.
went crazy. He gave out the PS5, like $500, some shoes. We knew we had something there. So at that point, I'm an old head. We come from that same era. I've
Yeah,
always liked my one-on-ones to be like the and one mixtape of basketball, but in a football sense. So once
for
we did
sure.
one, two, three events, and then I was already at Central, so I had the keys to the Central location. We would start doing them up there at Central. It caught a buzz, started doing it good on his channel, whatnot. Then Rashi ended up Moss and Ross 500. It went viral. NFL picked it up. We got to get on the road. We both had a mutual friend in Dez Bryant. I had my people in Atlanta. We just started bouncing around. I wanted to make this thing look like the N1 mixtape of football. You know what I mean? Which it eventually turned into. So, by the grace of God, we're blessed to get into the stadiums. You see the big celebrities come out, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
quarterbacks, Mike Vick, Eli Manning, Cam Newton's. I mean, just the who's of everybody. So it originally started out here on the corner of Arizona, linked up with D. He magnified it on his platform. We just kept building on it, added the wristbands, added different rules, put that crazy 10,000 pot on it, went from a PlayStation to 1,000
No,
to
no, no. I
2,000.
know. I don't want to get none of the kids in trouble that might have won the pot. But look.
Oh, nah,
I
nah,
think
they good. They cleared. They're cleared. It was grown men that won.
listen. I think that all of what you've done is amazing. Everything that you've done with your platform has been incredible. I'm curious. I'm curious. Now you've always told me when I've seen you out at these sevens events, winning the championship is cool, but teaching these kids the life lessons and how to network and how to rub elbows with the right people. Hey, find chili, get some exposure.
Yeah, yeah.
Market yourself. To you, that was always more important. The camaraderie, having your kids able to talk about the cool experience that they got wherever they were at. Um, how are you able to compartmentalize that? Because I know you yourself are a competitor and do want to win and you want to take home trophies.
So I'm glad you touched on that point because a lot of guys see me chilling on the sideline. They see the passion, they see the rah rah, and you hear the yelling. But if you listen to the yelling clearly, there's always a message. I'm always saying something in between. I'm always breaking it down. Get what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah,
always teaching every rep. Good, bad rep. I'm always teaching. I'm always teaching my triple A's, Coach OTB's triple A's, alignment, assignment, attention to detail. So I do want to win. I've won a lot. I don't know if you see all these trophies that's in here collecting dust. I literally rub over 50 trophies in here and they're collecting dust because it doesn't matter to me, from Snoop Dogg to pylons to red zones to, division high schools, rings, all that, as a player, as a coach. I teach the integrity, the components of the game: discipline, integrity, character, respect, humility. If you have those sense of urgency, work ethic, if you apply those components to the game and the way you practice and way you go about your daily business, triple A's, alignment, assignment, and detail. Aligning yourself with whatever you're doing, paying attention to the assignment, paying attention to the detail of the assignment, what the alignment is. Then win is automatic. That's teaching you to compete. And I just want you to compete. Once you show me you can compete, I believe we could beat anybody, because the way I practice, and I started, shout out to Red Zone and all these guys, I started with those guys 7-on-7 years ago when there's only like 3, 4 7-on-7 leagues in the Valley. We separated from those guys and became OTB Elite. And it was always about the extra work in the off season. It wasn't about the 7-on-7. I remember my son did the first backflip in the tournament. They didn't even know what to do with the penalty taking. Shout out to them. They didn't even know. We played two-side turf. Two-side turf just switched over from the flag team to the sevens league. So it was always about the structure of the extra work, the conditioning, to making your IQ be. Now that the game better, so we went back to your high school, went back to your sevens program in the spring, you be better. So OTB was always doing 3-day practices a week and things like that, because it was about getting better, and it was about teaching these young men how to carry themselves. So once they're representing themselves in front of these coaches, in front of these other programs, they'll get the proper exposure they deserve. Because a lot of guys that I dealt with, Chile, as you know, flew under the radars for the years. Jalen Daniels, I've had so many different kids that fly under the radar. They meet the requirements, but for whatever reason, they're not getting the buzz. So I just want to put them in a position to have the mentality to compete, mentality to carry themselves a certain type of way. Just think outside the box. That's what it was always about. We didn't want to be like the other teams. We didn't want to be like the other programs. So at the end of the day, that's what that was about with that. But when it comes with the territory, I've won a lot. You know what I mean? But I always understood the seasons that I was winning and how I was winning. And it was the discipline and the structure and organization of the program and the components that you applied to that.
All right. Hey, listen. One thing that is super important. I want to make sure that we touch on this. There's a huge tournament coming to town. Cam Newton. You partnered up with one of the guys that you networked with out at a sevens event or whatever. Cam Newton is bringing his C1N tournament, 2-day tournament to Arizona, to Millennium, hosted by my guy, Coach OTB. You're going to have a team out there. Man, talk about this a little bit, how big this is for the city and stuff like that, because I think that this is absolutely huge. We've had battle tournaments out here. I think that
Hey,
that's great. Obviously, my own
man,
tournament, Flight Club, is big. And then now we have, Cam Newton bringing his C1N 2-day tournament to Millennium High School.
I need that Flight Club invite too, Chili. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, shout out shout out to my dog Cam, man. So that's actually my man. We jabbed. I always put my teams, whether it be OTB Elite or Team Pressure. I always play with the C1N tournament, catch them on different circuits, whatever the case may be. So I caught up with him last year, like, hey man, like I said, I always tell him, but we need to do something in Arizona. We need to cook in Arizona. So he was putting his schedule together this year, reached out to me early on, like, yo, you ready to rock? So that's what that is pretty much. C1N tournament sponsored by Powerade, hosted by Coach OTB. He'll be here. I need the Valley to
Hey,
pull up. We need to represent. February 15th and 16th, Saturday and Sunday, Millennium High School. Shout out to Coach Early. Shout out to the athletic director, Mr. G, over there, for just showing us so much hospitality. But it's a real thing. Cam's pulling up. It's several teams lined up in every division. So we just want to go out here and compete, have a good time. We want to make this an annual thing. We want to bring him back. Shout out to Jason and them over at the Red Zone. Shout out to Battle. Shout out to Baron and Sarah over at the Pylon. It's not to step on nobody's toes, but like you said, Chili, it's a good thing for the community, for the Valley, to be able to bring guys like this out. So just tapping into some of my resources, man, trying to make it work for us, bring him out to the West Valley. Hopefully he come back next year. Like I said, we want to make this an annual thing, probably bring it to the East Valley or the South Valley or something like that next time. But it's going up. I will have my Arizona OTB Elite gang in the building. We want all the smoke with whoever, because I get it in my DMs all the time, Chili. So yeah, pop out. If you haven't registered your team, register your team right now. If you catch me within the next 30 minutes after we get off this podcast, I'll give you the code to get the discount to register your team ASAP.
I
So
I need
Arizona
people
pop
to
out.
I need people to understand something real quick.
Yes, sir.
Now, C1N had a schedule. They were supposed to be in LA.
LA.
From what
Yeah.
I understand, behind the scenes, and I don't want to get nobody in trouble, but my man, Coach OTB, said, we scratch this LA date. I
Hey man,
need
what you
this thing
doing?
in the desert.
What you
We're
doing,
bringing
man?
this thing to Arizona.
Hey man, Cam,
How
what you doing,
true is
man? I
that?
need you in that. I need you in them funny hats out here, man. We already talked about this, man. LA's right next door. Hey man, get Kim on the phone. Let's cook it up. You need a location. We got several. I'm gonna put you in the safe one. We're gonna go in the West Valley. We're gonna go to Litchfield. So yeah, nah, that was definitely one. It's the kickoff day. Arizona, we got to do it right for the city, baby. We did it right with the one-on-ones. We put us on a grand scale. We have all kind of big name quarterbacks coming out of here. A lot of DBs coming out of here. We're getting represented in the NFL, right, by this different guys. Shout out to Bijan, shout out to Keely, Devin Dan Pierce, Dorian Singh on the collegiate level. Let's represent when Cam comes out here. Let's put on for this tournament. I got Hellstar in my inbox. I got all these other guys coming from different states in my inbox talking about what they're going to do. Obviously, we got Cam and C1 in. He's going to come out here with these Giants thinking that's going to do something. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Sign your 7-on-7 team up ASAP. We rocking out this weekend, man. So it's going to be a
Hey,
storm.
look, I see your Instagram stories all the time in the off season. I see you really working Keely Ringo out at Saguaro High School at a variety of different places.
Yeah.
Very responsive, man. He's tuned into the things that you're saying. Um, Unbelievably, because people all think that it's fabricated. People don't believe. Oh, what does Coach OTB really do? Does he really train Keely Ringo? Listen, you do. People don't believe, and it's just wild to me. Does he really train all these guys? Yes, he does. Keely Ringo, two-time high school football champion here for Saguaro. Keely Ringo, two-time
Georgia national championship
Georgia national
interception winner.
champion, interception game winner.
And now the Super Bowl winning.
Look, I hate to do it because I'm a Giants fan, but fly Eagles fly, right? We're all supporting
I'm a
Keely.
Cowboys fan, so it hurt my heart. But shout out to my baby Darius Clay, Keely Ringo over there. And you said it, and
Like,
I'm real humble when it comes to that. But the worst thing I could have did was
what was it
like
like? No, what was it like? Don't be humble. Don't no, don't be humble.
because
What was it like?
I
You
got Isaiah Palmer, I got Keatrell Clark at Arizona Cardinal, I got Newt Divide Wilson. I mean, there's so many guys that I've got my hands on Darius Sneed. Like I've worked with some great guys in my career, and I still train consistently. So guys look like you like, man, do you really train these? Oh, these are my babies. I call them nephew. They're on the phone. They're sending me NFL film. They're talking about different formations. And coach, what should I have? Because I'm a real coach. Like you know me behind the scenes. The YouTube made display me in a different light. Rah hype man, one-on-one competition. No, I made it to that platform by the coaching. We really did what we did at Central. We really did what we did at the Youth League. Netflix
hey,
episode 3 Snoop Dogg. So with Keely, that's just something that he's always been rocking with me. He stay low, he stays solid with like a lot of these other guys, man. And we just really put in work. Shout out to them. And it's just a privilege and it's an honor. But he has a great work ethic, his mindset, his mentality. Keely's always wanted to win since he was young. I met him in Washington originally, so when I originally started working with him, he was already, it's easy. He's a specimen. He's a physical guy. Now let's clean it up. Let's fine tune it. Let's critique it. So he wants to be a
well,
perfectionist in everything that he does, and that's what the results of it. Shout out to him on the Pro Bowl nominations, the whole nine this year.
one of the best ever that's come through Arizona. Shout out to FSP and yourself and everybody that contributed to
Shout
Keely's
out to
success.
FSP for sure.
Shout,
Trusting
hey,
on him.
shout out to his mom. Did an absolutely amazing job raising him.
Haley. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible human, like yourself. Hey, coach, listen, I'm gonna make my way out there. Probably gonna see you on Saturday, so I can't wait. I need to watch you work. Make sure you rep AZ. Don't let us down. I don't know which AZ teams are out there, but if you're hungry, Dolphins, whoever, Turf, anybody, come get this work. C1N tournament over there, 2-day tournament in the West Valley. I don't want to hear that. Oh, the West Valley don't ever got no events. AZ Angels need to see y'all out there. Pull up.
Shout
pull
out
up
to
like
AJ
Steph
Angels,
Curry,
my
don't
baby.
miss.
Yep.
Hey,
First
hey,
step,
I'm excited.
I
Hey,
appreciate you, man.
I'm
Thanks for
excited, Coach.
the love, man.
Hey, you know the deal. Me and you definitely gonna do this thing again. Flight Club. Look, people don't know. People might not remember. You actually were one of the guest coaches at the Flight Club camp during the Super Bowl.
I want to do it again.
No, no, no big deal. You, Cam Gaddis, the Borghese, Jordan Palmer. I had some people out
All-star
there.
cats. Yeah.
Hey, Garrett Wilson pulled up, gave them some work. Shout out to our guys over there at Oakley, made that thing cook. Hey, Coach OTB, I'm definitely going to catch up with you down the line. This weekend is going to be fire out there in the West Valley. I'm going to turn this thing all the way up. Real quick, one time, Isaiah Eaton out there talking about what's up, Coach.
What's up, fellas? Oh, yeah. Love to
Hey, my man, Coach OTB. Y'all know the deal. I'm going to catch up with you down the line, all right?
love.
Show ran a little bit of overtime. My guy, Coach OTB, I'm not sure if his Westside connection, his internet service, but somebody told me that it was kind of cutting in and out, that he was fading in and out a little bit. So I just want to thank everybody for showing some love, showing some support. Your boy Chili, I am going to make my way out there to the West Valley, to Millennium, to go check in with this C1N tournament. I want to see what the hype is about. I've seen Cam Newton's teams work in OT7 and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun out there. Shout out to my guy Gridiron. Shout out to the Carter brothers. Grateful for everybody that is always contributing to the show. And Coach OTB was talking about Jaleel Walker. My man, Coach Gator, who was a guest last week, he coached Jaleel Walker over there at Cesar Chavez when Jaleel was going on for that 1,000-yard season his senior year. So shout out to the community. Appreciate everybody. JustChili.tv. Make sure that you guys subscribe. Show your boy that love. Forks Up Forever. I promise we're gonna make this thing hot. At Just Chili, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Y'all know the deal.